Hey guys, Lorcan the Hedgehog here, and welcome back to the Simpsons Season 28 reviews. Today I'm here to review the recent episode of The Simpsons, Season 28, Episode 9, The Last Transaction Hero. The plot of this episode is that Homer gets injured at work, and he tries to sue the nuclear power plant. And during the time, a friendship between Marge and Smithers happens, and Lisa becomes a bus monitor. And let's just say, the past few Simpsons episodes haven't really been great, to be honest. Trust but Clarify was just a bit boring to me. There was nothing special at it. Uh, let's see, what was the other ones? There Will Be Buds. That was alright, but it wasn't perfect per se. It's just a meh episode at best to me. Hawaiian Wild Weekend, or whatever that one was. The one where the Simpsons go to Cuba was bland, and and dad behavior was bad. It was a bad. It was if I do make a top 5 worst Simpsons episodes for season 28, that will probably be up there. Won't say what number though, because we still have about like how many episodes left? 12, 13, I don't know. But basically, the one thing I can give this episode is that it's gone back to Simpsons. It's a good episode. It is a good episode, not perfect, of course, but it does try compared to the other few. The whole thing is that it has a strange way of going it. Number one was the trapdoor thing. Wasn't Mr. Burns' traps always meant to hurt somebody? I mean, well, they're just ways to just lunge people. Look at Monty Burns' freaking circus. He put a trapdoor in The Simpsons. Well, not hurt from the fall. You bet it has to hurt a little bit. So it's not like Mr. Burns. It's not like it's saying a trapdoor is just meant to be saying, "Hey, you may be falling down, but don't worry, you'll be fine." But that's not the worst part. That's not really the bad part. The rest of it just has what Homer's all cast up and everything. It has a bit of an emotional side and things as well. For one, Bart writes on Homer's on the thing Homer has to use when he got after the accident, and you may think Bart's making. You can't really see what Bart wrote down. You may think Homer thinks it's an insult, but it actually goes to good luck father. It's actually a sweet kind of a little bit of a warm moment, just so that Bart does care about his dad. Even though sure he put a spider on him later on, but it is a point where you see that Bart does care about Homer. You know, at times, he may have the mess around with Homer, but he does care about him. Another thing is that the Lisa subplot about the school bus, it's very brief. It's about like maybe about two, three, maybe 4 times it really comes up, but it's all short. You know, the big thing that kind of surprised was the turning point where we all thought, sure, it was still going to end up the normal, but it kind of sort of has a twist to it. The one was that Marge, due to Homer being not interested in Marge's stuff, she starts to hang out with Mr. Smithers because Mr. Burns wants Mr. Smithers to go out there and make Homer sign a certain paper so that he won't sue the nuclear power plant for the accident. After a while, Mr. Smithers starts to give up, and he's actually having fun with Marge. And slowly, the two of them might think they have a bit of an interest with each other. But luckily, it doesn't. It's another case of the friends and families to me, where they try to introduce. They may look like they're heading off to an old cliche again, but luckily they add a few twists to it to make it, different from the usual Homer Marge's marriage is in trouble situation. That's one thing I can't give the episode is that it knows someone Marge, being with the fact that it was Smithers, not like a character just exists just for the sake of it. It's Smithers we're talking about here. But luckily, they don't go that far, and really Marge doesn't really go for it. She just says Smithers is like a best friend to her. And that's the point where Homer has to decide either sue the nuclear power plant and get the money that could cost, Marge's happiness, or, don't sue Mr. Burns and just agree with whatever he says just for so Marge and Smithers can hang out as best friends. The ending also kind of has a bit more where between Homer and Marge, so that's good. I'm glad to see that it's actually a good episode. You can actually watch maybe about a few times maybe after first seeing it. It's worth watching a few times, and I'm glad that it's this episode's turning back to being a good Simpsons episode. Because Simpsons season 28 has plenty of some good episodes, like the Monty Burns playing circus and the Friends and Families. That Friends and Family, that's a good one. I'm glad this one improved what the other few Simpsons episodes lacked on, making good jokes and just being good at all. Especially the last one. I really don't like that behavior. It's really a bad one now. But I'm glad the Simpsons have returned, back to here. And then our next episode is going to be The Nightmare After Christmas, which I'm kind of wondering how that one's going to end up like. But we'll eventually figure out when it comes out, and that being a Christmas episode. So I'll see you guys next time for the next Simpsons episode, and whenever anything else about my channel. I'll see you guys.